All right, we begin with some tragic news today. Here's the report from Mediaite. Media Matters for America laid off over a dozen staffers on Thursday as former employees took to X to announce they were out of a job. Catherine Abugazala, also known as Cat Abu, posted, "Bad news. I've been laid off from Media Matters along with a dozen colleagues. There's a reason far-right billionaires attack Media Matters with armies of lawyers. They know how effective our work is, and it terrifies them." Parentheses, him. Abu appeared to be referring to Elon Musk, who filed a defamation suit against the progressive media watchdog last November over a report claiming that major corporate ads on X were being shown alongside white nationalist content. Media Matters president Angela Carasone hit back at Musk's threat of a suit at the time, saying Elon Musk has spent the last few days making meritless legal threats, elevating bizarre conspiracy theories, and lobbing vicious personal attacks against his enemies online. Even if he does not follow through with this threat to sue, the volatility of actions reinforced why major brands are rightly skittish of partnering with X. But that has he has pursued following through on this, and now they're blaming Elon Musk for the fact that these layoffs are happening, even though, of course, they're the ones who defamed him with what was in fact a false story. And then there's a bunch of other Media Matters employees who were tweeting about how they lost their jobs. So, massive layoffs. Lots of conservatives are celebrating the layoffs. And if you can believe it, there are conservatives that are saying really uncharitable things about this story. They're even saying that they're happy that these employees were laid off. There are people saying that. They're saying that Media Matters employees are the worst people on earth and deserve to be unemployed. And they hope that they can never find another job. I mean, there are people saying that. They're saying that Media Matters only ever tries to cancel people and get people fired. That's their whole mission in life. And so they richly deserve for the same thing to happen to them. That's what's being said. I've heard just terrible things. I've heard people say that, Media Matters is nothing more than a collection of utterly useless scumbags who contribute nothing of value to society. I've heard that. Someone said to me that Media Matters is basically the human equivalent of like a colony of termites. They're saying that Media Matters is they're the tapeworms in the intestines of society. I've heard these things. People have said these things. I've heard them. And I'm not saying this because that would be dehumanizing language. I'm not saying it. I'm telling you what these people have said. They're saying that Media Matters, that Media Matters employees, I've heard someone say that Media Matters employees, they even had a cameo in the first Jurassic Park movie as that giant pile of dinosaurs. And again, this is what people have been saying. And, I think they're terrible things. They're terrible things to say. They're popping champagne and celebrating the demise of Media Matters and the fact that all these people have lost their jobs. I'm not saying any of this because I'll tell you why. I'm horrified by it. And shame on all the people that are saying these terrible things. I would never celebrate this kind of misfortune being visited upon Media Matters. How could I? How could I celebrate the decimation of my own PR department? I mean, Media Matters has done so much work. I'll say thanklessly. They've done so much thankless, unpaid work on my behalf. And I feel ashamed of that I have never, I have thanked them, but I've never paid them a dime for any of this. And yet they promote me and they promote my work. There's no organization on earth that's been more dedicated to marketing me and helping to grow my brand. They've done more than anyone for me. They really have. I owe them a huge debt of gratitude. And I'm worried now that with the organization falling apart, that they won't be around to promote me anymore. And so that's a fear that I have. I mean, just to give you an idea of how dedicated they've been and how good they are at marketing me, I just went back just to review their most recent headlines about me. So here are some of the headlines, just from the last couple of weeks. Matt Walsh rants against Native American reservations. You got conquered, okay? It happens. Daily Wire host defends using anti-black racial slur in a friendly way. Did I say that? Matt Walsh says a lot of undocumented immigrants are whiny little babies. Matt Walsh, should white men just build, maintain, and run their own airport? I'd be quite happy to use that airport personally. I think most people would, actually. Matt Walsh, the people that are destroying the planet, the worst offenders at destroying the planet are non-whites. Matt Walsh calls for arming teachers in schools, saying there's no magic button to prevent mass shootings in schools. In response to Caitlin Clark contract controversy, Daily Wire host says the WNBA shouldn't exist and nobody watches it. So these are just some of the most recent headlines, and you could see how adept Media Matters is at highlighting my best moments and my best points. They're very good at it. They got a real ear for this sort of thing, and they've been following my work for so long. They've been working so hard to promote me that I don't think anyone could ever truly replace them. And now what's going to happen? I mean, what's going to happen to me is what I'm saying. Like, the real question here is whether these layoffs are going to mean fewer headlines about me. That's what I'm worried about. And I think more people should be worried about it. And frankly, even though I'm gutted by this news and I feel very sorry for the Media Matters employees who lost their job, I will say I was a little taken aback by all of the former Media Matters employees who've been tweeting about getting laid off and making it all about them. And none of them, not a single one, have offered me any condolences or acknowledged how difficult this is for me. Can you believe it? I haven't even gotten a personal message from any of them saying, hey, Matt, we lost 12 employees. There might be fewer, there might be a little bit less, there might be fewer headlines about you and really, really sorry about that. I hope that you'll be okay. What can I do for you? What can I do to make you feel better about this? No one has said that to me at Media Matters. Now, sure, I'm still earning a paycheck, and these people are now unemployed and will have trouble finding new jobs because they have no skills or professional achievements to speak of. But again, I'm the one facing the harrowing prospect of having fewer headlines written about me in the future. And that is very difficult. That's what I'm dealing with. Okay? So if you're at Media Matters and you lost your job today and you're waking up without a job, think about what I'm going through. All right? If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.